Assalamu alaikum, alaikum salam, con las buenas noches. I pray that you guys are having a great night. We're reading today from the book of African Kingdoms of the Past, the Congo and Dongo, West and Central Africa by Kenny Mann, double N at the end. And this is a story of Nzinga, the warrior queen, right? Uh, it's a story, and it's her talking to a father, I guess a father of the Christian faith that would be called Giovanni. And this is a book written. We know that Njinga did exist. She's in history written of, but the story we have to take it at face value because we don't know the actual intent or the actual author. What what did they have in mind on relaying this story to us. But we're gonna start. It's Ndongo from Angola to Angola, and Jinga, the warrior queen. And it states like this, and it starts with her speaking. I am an old woman now, with few years to live. As we sit here, Father Giovanni, I will tell you my stories, and you will write them down. Thus my future generations know the story of Queen Njinga. I have suffered much. I have fought for my power. But in my youth, I watched while my brother Umbandi tottered on the throne. What right had this cowardly weakling to become king? By mere virtue of being our father's son, did he seize the throne and the title of Angola. But there was no merit to him. Ah, what sorrow did Angola Umbandi cause me. First he took my firstborn son and sent him to the kingdom of heaven, murdered so that he should never oppose my brother. Then he took the throne, but could not lead his people. Instead, we, Umbundu, had been persecuted, killed, our lands plundered, our people captured into slavery. I myself, dear father, lost my own husband in battle. And you, Father, soon will administer the last rites to this poor body. And what will you write of me? And Jenga, will you write of my great battles as I led my people fearlessly, my arrows speeding through and fast? Will you write that my banner flew high and proud, and that Portuguese soldiers quivered before me? Perhaps, Father Giovanni, you will write of the evil the Portuguese have done to our land. In my youth, I had hope. Surely I believed there must be some good in these men who came from afar, but each new governor proved worse than the last. Greedy are they, Father Giovanni, greedy, proud, and stupid, for they sat for they say they come in peace, yet do they wage in seizing war. I learned patience, Father Giovanni. All around me where there was nothing but suffering. I vowed that one day I would avenge my brother for the death of my son. I would avenge the Portuguese for the death of my country. Ah, those Portuguese are cunning jackals. What promises they made us. I recall Luis Mendez de Vasconcelos, that new governor of Luanda, what pledges of friendship he made and of peaceful trade. We should become Christians, he said. He showed us royal decrees sent by his king, ordering his people to help us, the people of Umbundu. What need have we, who have lived for so long in these realms, of outside help? Perhaps in your wisdom, Father Giovanni, you have an answer to this question. What sweet, sweet words Vasconcelos used, but we watched from afar and awaited the treachery we knew would come. Vasconcelos demanded tribute from my brother Angola Mbandi, king of Ndongo, as though Ndongo were a vassal state of the Portuguese. We refused, and his vengeance was swift, for he destroyed our capital at Cabasa by fire. We fled before him, taking hostages whom we hid on an island in The rivers. Vasconcellos' rage knew no bounds. Oh, Father Giovanni, nothing can measure our grief when we learned that he had executed our Umbundu chieftains. What were we now but a land of refugees with a king who hid himself in fear on an island? Now we face also the Mbangala, those warriors from east. They joined the Portuguese and hounded us like dogs in the bush. They captured our people and sold them to the Pomberos, those cursed men of mixed blood who have made their work to sell our people to their masters. Truly, Father Giovanni, our great kingdom lay in ruins. Our people were starving, and our children had never known peace. My brother the king dared not even leave his land refuge. How we yearned for a truce, but now we heard that a new governor had arrived in Luanda. Word filtered back to us that this man, named Joao Correa de Sousa, wished to sign a peace treaty. He had lost too many men to our arrows and to sickness. He had lost too much trade. You might think me proud and stubborn, Father Giovanni, but it was at this time in my life that I decided to take matters into my own hands. Perhaps I could pursue this de Sosa to help us rid our land of the Imbangala. Thus I went to Luanda as Angola Mbandi's ambassador. I made the journey with a hard heart and a strong will. I will not give in to these usurpers. The treaty should be fair and of benefit to both sides, or I will not sign it. Thus did I come to face with this Correa de Sosa in the great rooms of his mansion in Luanda. But I was cunning, Father Giovanni. Do you think I wish to appear as some flighty maiden to beg on her knees before this arrogant stranger? No, I came with my woman, my god of honor. And when we entered the reception room, many women went forward first, splendidly clad as a phalanx fit to greet a governor and to guard an ambassador. The room was filled with people whom the governor had commanded to attend, and great was their astonishment when they beheld me. Oh, Father Giovanni, this was a proud moment. I saw soldiers with gleaming helmets, and ladies stiff with skirts and jewels. I saw gentlemen powdered and ruffed, with plumed hats and great swords. I saw many of your priests darkly clad against the richness of the scene. There sat De Sosa in a great carved chair on a raised dais. For me there was but a carpet, strewn with cushion. Did they think that I and Nzinga would deign to sit on the floor while this arrogant foreigner looked down upon me from his throne? Never. I have no hint of my thoughts, but clapped my hands for my maid. She understood at once and knelt before me on all fours. I sat upon her back and a better throne I have never had. Father Giovanni, I smile today when I recall the scene. How shocked were the guests. What murmurs and whispers flew about the great hall. But De Sosa was a man of metal. He too showed not by muscle his true feelings, but made me welcome in the name of his sovereign king, Felipe of Portugal. Now do you write this down, Father Giovanni, for this is how I wish to be remembered. I allowed the governor to speak. He took of his regret for events of the past, of the bloodshed, death, and ill will that had soon long plagued our nation. I waited. We wish to live in peace with Mbundu, he said. We wish to trade so that both nations may benefit. And we wish to bring you the word of our Savior, Jesus Christ, so that your people may enter the kingdom of heaven. I had no interest in these words, for we had heard from before patiently. I waited for the conditions of the treaty. If your king, Angola Mbandi, will release those soldiers and traitors he now holds hostage, I offer him a treaty of friendship. I will not make this thing easy for the governor, Correa de Sosa. We too yearn to see our people return and unharmed, I replied. You have taken our brothers and our sisters, our fathers and uncles. May we not expect their return also? Again the guests rustled and whispered. Did I dare oppose this governor? I did. If you meet our conditions, the governor continued, I am prepared to accept the right of Ndongo to exist as an independent kingdom with Angola and Bandi on the throne. My heart quivered in anger, but still I showed nothing. What were these foolish words? Was Ndongo not already an independent kingdom ruled by our king for centuries past? But De Sosa said he would accept my brother as king. This was joyful news, for until then the Portuguese has claimed their puppet, that traitor Angola Hari, as the king of Ndongo and would accept no other. Now I asked the governor what return he required in exchange for these concessions. The audience hushed, eager to hear his words. If Ndongo is to become recognized as a kingdom, he smiled, we will expect an annual tribute to be discussed at a later date. Scorn filled my being. Angola Umbandi has no need to pay tribute, I replied. If the governor wishes to live in peace, he has only to withdraw his troops from our land. You have destroyed Ndongo and caused people to suffer great hunger and sorrow, but we are not conquered. Tribute, O governor, can be demanded only from a conquered people. I had my strength, Father Giovanni. I knew I must not for a moment show weakness or guile. And in De Sosa's eyes, I saw that he recognized me as an equal. Now we began the work of building the treaty, piece by piece, as one builds a house. And after many hours, we became to agree. I promised that we will return the Portuguese hostages. We would also gather up those fugitive slaves who had sought refuge in our lands and deliver them to the governor. On his part, he would withdraw his people from our town, and he would help us to expel the Mbangala from Ndongo. There were but the details, Father Giovanni, but the true glory came at the moment when we signed the treaty. For we signed not as conquered and vassal, but as equals, as brothers in peace, as representatives of two independent nations. Of this, Father Giovanni, I am most proud. As I prepare to join my ancestors, Father Giovanni, I am at peace. I have given my life for my people. I have taken another name, Doña Ana de Sosa, that I may join your faith when I am gone. I beg you to clothe me in your capuchin habit, that my people may see me in true faith, and I ask you to bury me in my royal robes and to lay my bow and arrow upon my breast. And may these tales that I have related to you forever guard the true spirit of Ana de Sosa, Queen Nzinga of Ndongo and Matamba. And salam alaikum, malaikum salam. Have a great night.